Minecraft, Vintage Story, 7 Days to Die, Castle Miner Z, Portal Knights, Total Miner, and so many more that I can't even remember. But they all at least have one thing in common, and that's blocks. Now, we all know survival block games are very popular, but I'm here to talk to you about one specific that I think will break through the veil. For a short recap, for anyone not familiar with Hytale, it has recently came all the way from having humble starts in December 13th of 2018 to help the Hypixel devs not be limited to what Minecraft has to offer, to having barely any mention of it for 7 years, except the occasional blog posts and some images or some music being released, but without no mention and out of the blue. Hytale was eventually shut down. But shortly after, a few tweets from Simon, the founder of Hypixel, and a lot of push from the community, it eventually led him to coming back from, with the community, pushing him back up on his feet. It feel like seeing all the images or I think it was called W Place. You would see all these like fan arts just of hashtag save Hytale everywhere. It was it was felt insane, I we never knew if we were going to get it back, but we eventually did. And later, exactly 7 years, December 13th of 2025, it was available for pre-purchase. And shortly after, on January 13th of 2026, it will be able to be played by the public. Thinking of how far we have come is one thing, but to be here in the moment, seeing what Simon is doing for the community is almost unreal. Because one day Hytale gets saved, and we see more gameplay than we have ever have. Just like what you're seeing in the background of this video. This is a bunch of the 16 minutes of gameplay that he released just, like, I think it was a day after he said he acquired it. But the next thing we know is he's wondering what the community wants or to show us something cool. It actually feels like we have a say in how things turn out. And he's always showing us something with it, or just not just empty promises or dead silence. It's really just a breath of fresh air. But yet, I know people are still skeptical, and I don't blame you. But I want to say Simon has never had to acquire he never had to acquire Hytale at all. He only did it for the love of the game and the community. He told us through a tweet while he was trying to acquire it that he did not even have to buy it back. He could have retired for the rest of his life with his wife and kids. He never even had to do it. He had to spend I don't think he released how much it was, but it was in the millions, most likely. Because apparently other people were trying to acquire it at the same time, but he managed to get it because Riot was doing it for us. And if he didn't buy it at all and everything like I don't blame him. He would have had a nice life. He didn't have to work anymore. But yet, here we are. It feels like everything has aligned and a new timeline was made, and we're here and we're living it. It's unreal. Now, enough of the small talk. On to the real main course. From what we have seen from gameplay to creative, I think this has to be the best game I have seen. The features alone is immense, and the combat seems like the perfect complexity for me, which it's not too little. Like, for example, most block games is just swing your sword, boom, boom, boom. You eventually kill him. You might have a blocking if you make a shield, usually something pretty simple like that. But it's not too much as well. Don't think of it doesn't seem like it's an RPG where you have to manage, you know, or even like a mobile where you have to manage like six, seven abilities at the same time. You got to figure out what the right time is to hit them and everything like that. Um, but it's so interesting, for me at least. But on the other hand, I love how easy they are making the modding out to be. I even want to pick it up. Like, I have some ideas, um, that's been floating around in my head that I'm really interested in doing, and it makes me really want to give it a go. But what makes me so interested and makes me want to pick it up so much is not how they're giving these modding tools in game. It's the fact that you can even edit and like mod the game or add features, change stuff on the go. Like you don't have to close out of the game, reopen it, and you can just watch it change in real time. It's like thinking of like dev time. They got to be saving at least like 3 to 4, maybe even 5 times more than other devs because they have to close out the game, reopen it, check, you like maybe go to wherever you need to go. But for this, you can stay there, watch how it changes, and it's gonna change, I think, modding for the long run, and even the dev cycle. Um, but it's 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 almost insane. The game got canceled and it just popped back up out of nowhere. Uh, and it's just gonna be worked on. It just seems like Simon has so much love for the game, and it's more than I can ever ask for. But the real meat and potatoes of the game is just the personality. You've been hearing it in the background this whole entire time. It's the ambience. It's the music, how the enemies seem to act. Their movements. Um, Soon after this little section, I'm gonna show you something he released that it's just like the ambience of it all. It's all so beautiful. I can tell just from this and what they keep showing us, it's really just a labor of love from this dev team. And I trust them entirely. Uh, I already bought the Cursebreaker edition as I saw they were doing, all these changes, stuff like that, and I'll show up on the screen while I'm talking about this. But I'll show you the ambience thing in just a second, and I'll let you see your thoughts, and I'll move on to the next section. So, even after all that I've said and shown you, if you still don't believe in Simon, or if you don't believe in Hytale, if you're still calling it a Minecraft clone, or a Minecraft with mods, saying it won't be worth nothing, take a look back at yourself and think, can you really do all this in Minecraft? The base version. Can you do any of this in any block game at all? Maybe partially you can. Maybe with mods you can do some world edit things or some other things, but you get bits and bobs and pieces, but this is just straight out of the box. It's it's unique. The gameplay's unique, the story's unique, the factions are unique. The way you play the game is gonna be unique. I want everyone watching to think to themselves and say in your head, hey, do I think this will push the genre forward, allowing more creativity and options out of the box? If yes, welcome to the Hytale community. Everyone welcomes everyone. No matter, like how many times you just want to compare and beat the game down. At the end of the day, we want everyone to be a part of this. We don't want to just outlaw you because you like Minecraft or you like Portal Knights or you like 7 Days to Die only, and that's the only game you love, and you're scared that it's gonna tank in players, or you're scared that it's gonna be obsolete. I don't think any of that. I think this game with its modding capabilities, I hope that it's going to push the genre forward, that it's gonna inspire other devs to be like, hey, we don't have these things, and we see their community even though it's smaller, it's or maybe it's bigger, maybe they're like, okay, but we can do this as well, and we can compete on that aspect. It's gonna bring more players overall to everyone, I think. People are gonna get more stuff out of Minecraft. People are gonna get more stuff out of, any other block game that's still in active development, like Vintage Story. Maybe I know they're making their own RPG fantasy inspired thing now, but at the end of the day, I just want something that will push everyone forward and have everyone benefit from what Hytale is doing, no matter the game. I just want I just want everyone to work together. You get what I'm saying? Um, but as we end this video, I want to say on an off note that, you know, I still can't believe how after 7 years and all the ups and downs Hytale has experienced, we're almost able to play it. It's almost unreal to think about. I hope everyone else is excited as me. And we all, you know, love the game. Maybe you want to do modding, do casual aspects, comfy aspects. You just want to do dungeons. As Big Dude, I watched him a good bit, and I love dungeons just as him. And it's interesting to see all these different people for all different aspects, whether it be building, action, casual. Everyone's coming together in their own ways, and it's just a really big community that I feel like we're all in this together. I don't feel like, we're trying to put other games down, or we're trying to say this is the Minecraft killer, this is the Vintage Story killer, this is the, all these things that everyone wants to say to get their high moments, to get their moment in fame. I don't think anyone really wants that here. You know, Everyone just wants to see the game that they've grown up with. I think I was like 13 or 14 whenever the game got announced, and I'm 21. I have my own life now. It's it's crazy. It's like it grew up with me. But as I close out this video, I'll see everyone after Hytale releases, you know. Peace.